How about that? I think I got it now. So, guys, all right, let's get started. We just had the mother of all bombs dropped on the RR community by Carbonated. And I just was explaining, my microphone wasn't on, so I'll do it again. Went through a whole set of emotions throughout the day. Started off angry, upset, confused, all sorts of things. What's going to happen? Just chaos. And after about 10 minutes of the Carbonated live stream, I'm feeling good. I heard some really, really awesome stuff that I'm excited for. We're going to talk about it, guys. I'm going to ask two things of you. One, keep an open mind, please. Let's not jump to conclusions. We've done that many times before as a community, as players, gamers. I'm going to try to keep an open mind, and as more information comes, I'm going to try to make an educated, informed decision about what's going on. But I'm feeling really good right now. And number two, let me know what you think right now throughout the live stream, in the live chat. If you've got an opinion, if you've got something, if you got a question, put it in the live chat. Let us know. So we're going to get right into this. I'm going to introduce you to tonight's guest. First of all, this man, you know him. This is James, the last set Caricano. What is going on?
What's going on, Joe? It's good to be back, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. We'll get right into this. Let me introduce our second guest. And you guys know this man. He needs no introduction, but that would be rude. Lex Drama in the house. Oh, his catchphrase, turf time, man. All right, so we got some other guests. We'll see if we can get them on the line. They might still be watching the Carbonated live feed. I had to cut off here so we could get ours going because we've got so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. I have a notebook filled page after page of all sorts of information that they've given us. Guys, so where the heck do we start? Let's start where they started off and see if I can find my notes here. So basically, let's tackle the whole thing. So this is Racing Rivals Update 7.0, but in all reality, you guys agree with me? I think they said this. This is almost like a new game. There's more new content than old game integrated. I guess from my understanding, they wanted to, you know, there were lots of things that were wrong. They had to fix, you know, and to get to where they needed to be, there was a lot of eggs that needed to be cracked to make an omelet, I guess, for better saying. And instead of just scrapping out Racing Rivals altogether because it just cannot sustain as a game on its own, this is basically a new game, 7.0, but we're going to get credit. We're going to bring our own garage in. It's going to have limited functions, but it's still going to be there. We're going to have something that newer players will never have, and that's kind of cool. An exclusive garage with exclusive cars that won't be in 7.0. You guys like that idea? Do you hate that idea? What do you think? I know I need a beer. That's for sure. So.
There's a lot of information.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I didn't write notes.
Yep.
Fuck notes.
I got notes because I have horrible memory. Horrible memory. We got Sticky Ricky hopefully on the way. Brian Gutierrez is supposed to be joining us. Hopefully he's around. He was there for the early live stream from Carbonated. And, you know, who knows what happened here, but hopefully we see these guys soon. Let's see here. So,
there's a lot going on with this update that just blows everybody's mind, man.
there really is, man. There's so much. I don't even know where to go. Like, I have page upon page upon page of, like, notes, ghost shifting, wheels.
Is my museum better than your museum? I don't think anybody's museum is better than James.
Yeah, James, hey. Is that you, Sticky Ricky? Sticky Ricky. Hey, guys, I don't know if you've met.
I think that making the legacy cars pickable is a huge, you know, because at the end of the day, even to the collectibles, the fact that they can pick it away,
Yeah.
you know, to me that would be a deal breaker, you know.
Well, they did say that in the beginning, There will be 7.0 cars. They can pink each other, no problem. 6.5 and 7.0 cars will never be able to pink, never. And then eventually, 6.5 cars, legacy cars, as we're going to be calling them, I guess, will eventually be able to pink each other, which is pretty cool. So, Sticky Ricky, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. I gotta give you an introduction, guys. This is the man with the stickiest fingers, our second Canadian here in the live stream. Lex, it's 50-50 now, 50% American, 50% Canadian. This is great. My good friend here, Sticky Ricky, who I've just recently met. I've known him for years in game, but just really recently started talking to him. Good guy. I don't know if you guys have met him before, live stream. I know you guys have, so he's got some cool things. We've got some cool things. Sticky, did you see that, the whole live stream, the whole carbonated stream?
I did. I watched all of it. My condolences.
What?
Oh, my God. There's some things I'm happy about, some things I'm upset about.
Okay. I think that's only natural. I think we're going to be a mixed crowd here. And I don't think any of us are going to agree 100% with anybody else. So that's good. We're going to have a lot of different opinions here. So first of all, let's just talk about the garage split, because that's probably like one of the biggest issues here. The garage split. There's going to be a legacy garage and there's going to be a 7.0 plus garage. Do you like the idea? Split garages? You think they should be together? What's the deal? You like that, Sticky?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, he's gone. All right. So he's having technical difficulties. But anyways, guys, so Carbonated said they needed to level the playing field. There he is. He's back. So they needed to level the playing field.
Sorry, guys. I was connecting to Wi-Fi.
That's all right. One of the ways they've decided to level the playing field is to split the garage. Pre 7.0 and a legacy garage. That it's going to be pretty much a museum type thing, just to show off your cars. You're not going to be able to really race them. There'll be legacy events later on, which I'm excited. I like that. I think it's cool that we do get to race our cars every now and again. But there's going to be so much more content going on. That's just incredible. I was really upset earlier today, and the more and more Daniel, Panda, and Colby talked, the more excited I got going, I don't know. Got to give it a chance, guys. Got to give it a chance. Open mind here. It's really awesome. There's so much. What do I...
At the end of the day, if we get that thrill back of pinking and betting, I don't care what they do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So
it was nothing better than the hair standing up on the back of your neck when it was 5 million, 10 million, 20 million. A car that costs a lot of money.
That's the reason why I started playing it, because the game made me feel alive. Like, I would play the game, and certain games, like I played World of Warcraft for years, and when you were PvP, you would fight somebody to the death. Now, you died, you obviously got to come back. Racing Rivals didn't have that. You lost, that car was gone. Man, was that exciting. And that's the reason why I played that. And over the years, with the inflation, whether it's RRC or whether it's the cars, the massive garages, which are great, but let's be honest, you've lost that anxiety. You've lost that adrenaline feeling when you pink, and it's just become routine, and it's kind of boring. Yes, I love pinking still, but I can't wait to get that feeling back. Like, hey, our garage isn't what it was, and I can't just lose a car. I got to be on my game. I can't just do drunken pigpen, racing for pinks at night, 3 in the morning. I'm going to have to be on my top of my game, because it's going to be tough getting cars, I got a feeling. I think that's one of the things they wanted to do was give you enough cars.
Picking 200 cars out.
Yeah.
I had fun doing it. My hair didn't stand up.
Yeah, they had a different sense.
Going on top.
Mm-hmm.
All you got to do at this point.
Okay. So.
So I would go top, baby. So that means we're going up then. I can say one thing. I am hella excited for next week's episode because these guys are making it sound like
showdown turf and all this, what's coming next episode,
Oh,
is going to be really exciting.
James, I know you read into this, and I don't know if it's true. I know you read into this. So I put a note here. So when they said no ghost shifting on 7.0 cars, but you're still going to be ghost shifting on the 6.5 cars. All right. Here's where I know you caught on, and I'm hoping we're right. So they said no ghost shifting, and then they said this: new mechanic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Do you know what you know? You got to be on the same page as me on this. When you say new mechanic, what comes to your mind?
I'm really hoping for gear ratio.
That's exactly it. See that? Look at that. That's exactly what I wrote here. Gear ratio. No ghost shifting, new mechanic. And I was thinking gear ratio. Holy crap. Are they finally going to add it to the game? I don't know. My fingers are crossed, man. But I know as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh. And I knew you caught on to it because I know that's been something you've been talking about forever. Gear ratios. Oh man, I see a lot of people here in the chat. Boycott, boycott, boycott. Man, give it a chance. Give it a chance. I think we're going to be super excited when it all comes together.
I think everybody's fear in not having all they paid for is the biggest.
Yes, but okay. So let me address that. This is from a gamer standpoint. People are upset because they're losing their cars and garages. Well, here's the thing. This game should have been dead a long time ago. In all honesty, Racing Rivals was not meant to last as long as it did. This game should have been dead years ago. You would have lost all that stuff anyway. It would have been gone, and this is the time it should have been gone. Game over. Racing Rivals 2, which we're going to call 7.0. We're going to combine the old and the new, elements of the old with elements of the new, and we're going to give you credit for what you've done. You wouldn't have had that if the game would have just died. You wouldn't have had that. So this is bonus. I know you guys think of it, and I think of it almost as, I'm losing my garage. And yes, we kind of are, but we would have lost the garage anyway if the game, we logged on one day and there's no servers. Game is done. That happened to me with numerous other games over the years. You know, games don't last forever. They end. You lose everything. But this is a way you're not losing everything. You kind of keep your old legacy going. You're going into the new. We're taking a little bit of the old so you don't lose out on it. But yet we're going into the unknown, new content, which is exciting. So try not to think of it as you're losing your garage, you're getting it taken away. And I heard people say they stole it. They stole my car. They're going to steal our stuff. They're not stealing it, guys. It's not ours.
They can't steal what they own.
Well, that's it, exactly. I mean, technically, James, you're right. You can't steal what they already own. And I know we pay money. We pay money, and it still hurts me a little bit. I'm going to lose stuff, but you would have lost it anyway if the game ended today, which it should have. It should have ended years ago, which it should have. We would have zero, nothing. We'd be going into Racing Rivals 7.0, newbies, nothing. But we're going to have at least something. We're going to have something the new guys aren't going to have, and that's kind of what I want to stress, and that's where I kind of want to look towards. Like, look at the positive here. Yes, we're losing our garage, but we're going to have stuff when we shouldn't have had it. Do you agree, Sticky Ricky? I hear you there. Do you agree? Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, I kind of do agree. I appreciate that I'm able to keep some stuff that nobody else is going to be able to have later.
Unthinkable, the value will come back, you know.
Well, I'm sure of all people, you know better than anybody. And it was already touched on. Do you remember when somebody threw up Copo Peaks? It meant something, man. And like Daniel said earlier too, like $5 million in Stella was
baller status.
Called out on, yeah, right. You know what I mean? It meant something. I mean, yeah, it was expensive.
Well,
right. What those things that $90 when they came out?
Well, think of this.
No, the game meant something. You know, top 100, you were spending $30, $40. No problem.
That's right. I remember running to the store to get a fucking Google Play card because I didn't want to put shit on the price so my wife couldn't see it.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Think about this, man.
I used to hide them in my car.
Yeah. Baller status, man. 5 mil plus Stella. That was 7 mil roughly. We'll say roughly 7 mil. Mills were going at say $25 a pop, man. That's $175 on the line. If your freaking arms aren't shaking, if your hands and palms weren't sweaty, arms shaking, and you were nervous as hell, you're a robot, man, because that was baller status. And when you won, it meant something. I cannot wait for that to come back.
I got to roll back here for a quick second. I noticed Jeremy Sanchez made a comment.
Okay.
He says you cannot take an existing game and try and make something completely new, make a whole new game. So I just want to elaborate on one point of that very clearly for everybody to understand. Racing Rivals 2.0 would be a brand new game. On the market, that shows up as 0 downloads. Our game we play now has 50 million plus downloads. I don't care if they're Indonesians making farm accounts. When you go to a car manufacturer to get licensing and you have 50 plus million downloads on a game,
it's
that
hard
is
to say,
lot more appealing than 0.
It's hard to say no. But if you have 0, they're going to, They don't know the history. So that's a good point. That is a good point to stress right there. Holy crap, the level cap will be raised. Oh, well, let's talk about the legacy rewards. And I still don't understand this, but they said there's 2 tiers. What you have acquired, what you've collected, those are all going to be somehow calculated to give you exclusive rewards, okay? And then the other half of that equation is how much you've raced, how long you've played. Are you OG? Are you noob? What? And I guess that's going to play some sort of role into that. And they did say that they're going to lift at some point, hopefully, they're going to lift the ban on pinks and money and all that, so we can kind of combine our garages, because a lot of us have been playing for years and years and years, and we have handfuls of your garages, and I still don't know if I'm going to be able to transfer all the cars because it just takes too long. I don't have that much time. Am I going to be able to put 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 cars in this garage into that garage, and then another garage filled? It's going to be tough, guys. I don't know, so I'm going to have to pick and choose, but somehow these are going to somehow collaborate and calculate, and we're going to get legacy rewards, which is good. I just want to, that's a really awesome comment there. He says, really, Joe Weymouth, brother, I loved all your videos, though I didn't see them much because I'm usually, it's going too fast because it's where'd it go? Usually busy or whatever, getting time I get to watch something, but really seeing you supported the update. I like all these comments. This is great, guys. So, people, Dr. Daddy says, people are just scared of change, especially coming from carbonated. Of course, we as gamers, we freak out when there's change. And then what happens? We get used to the change, and we don't even remember the old version. How many times have you guys seen an update to this game? I don't even remember the old version other than the music and a few graphics here and there. So it definitely changes. Crates.
Fuel racing like it was yesterday.
Yeah. You never got to play that.
That's Racing Rivals before they changed the name.
I know, I never got to play the original.
When you give those 2 ultimatums, either you have no game and everything's deleted, or we incorporate and give you a museum, as they call it.
Yeah.
Something you can play with, and it's almost like if you're playing MLB and you've been playing the season and you got, your 8 seasons in, and here comes, the new baseball game. You can transfer that player to the new and still have those stats. Those 8 seasons over. Everybody's afraid to start over after spending, I spent thousands on the game.
Sure, I think.
I spent years winning top 1. You know what I mean? I got a lot to lose in this.
No, but they're going to give you 5 cards, so you're okay.
Those 5 cards.
Thank you for your service. Here's a plastic.
Thanks for coming out.
I'm going to stare at them for like 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm just trying to go through these notes. There's some really interesting stuff, and there's other stuff that I can touch base on later live streams, guys. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn those video notifications on so you never miss any of my live streams. Oh, geez. Pinks, Turf Rebirth. They said, is Turf dead? They said it's going to be reborn. It's going to be pretty freaking awesome, so we'll find out more about that.
Every out that you can lose your team name. So you mean to tell me somebody's going to be Drama Kings if we don't win?
Oh, I'm taking that.
That you have to. Well, yeah, Lex, they did say that, but which is no problem for you guys. You just have to be in the top 10 for the last event, I guess it was, and those people within the top 10 will get to reserve their name, so nobody will be able to touch it.
But why is that even a touch?
I know.
Like, what if we retire? All of a sudden, people can continue to be us, whether it's hackers, lifetimers, any of that sort. They can just be Drama Kings. We can learn about it because we retire. It doesn't matter.
Just finish in the top 10 and then throw the team name over to an alternate account, leave it alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they're.
Finish in the top 10, then how often does this happen?
No, I think it's just a one.
Never had that problem.
It's just a one-time deal, Lex, from my understanding. It's when 7.0 comes out. That way they can free up all these names out there, these cool freaking team names that have been dead over the years. But it's not going to be every week.
Yeah, I thought they were going to do that every week.
I don't think so, no. I could be wrong, but I think it's a one-time deal.
It's just one event. I think it's it would be the last turf event. Like you would have to come in top 10, and then those who come in top 10 automatically get to keep their name, and then the turf after that, if there is such a thing, everybody can pick their own name, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So
they hinted at what was coming in one of the previous episodes. They touched on it, and then they mentioned that it wouldn't be coming until the episode next week. In regards to turf, they hinted at multiple events at once.
Yes, they did. When they were talking about the new user interface, one of the earlier episodes, and they said that, here we have this event going on, and they had timers, and there were two going on at the same time, and they said that could happen. That could happen. That's really cool. I like that. So if you're not really interested in Showdown, maybe there's a legacy race or something going on. Who knows?
They will have legacy events. So your cars won't be completely useless, right?
They won't.
Yeah, and they did say that it would be more often than we would think it would be.
Right, and we would have things that a new player, no matter how long it's been, can't touch.
Yeah, and just another thing I want to touch on real quick, guys. They say we'll be able to peak our legacy cars. Well, how long do you think it'll be before they allow us to do that?
He said soon-ish. It's probably, a matter of programming it. It's probably not going to be one of their top priorities because they want people to focus on the new content.
So
let's move forward.
Time then, right?
It could be. I don't know. I would think maybe a month or two. Who knows? I would say I would say maybe a month or two, but I think they really want to try to focus on the new content, make sure everything's running smooth before they add.
Considering how long they said they'd be getting ghost shifting out, I don't think it'll be that quick.
Well,
I feel like if I'm going to start over, I still don't want to feel like I started over. I don't want to.
Yeah, me either, man. I really don't. I've been here a long time with you guys. I don't want to start.
I don't want to start, and I hope they do a good job at, rewarding guys like they're living their life on the game.
The whole go shifting thing, I know why it took so long. That they've clearly made it obvious now.
Yeah.
Why they had to reprogram an entire section of the game, which is why 7.0 is separate from 6.5.
Yep.
Right. All the cars are going to be retuned. Everything they just said is going to be, you're going to get a lot of cars that are in totally different classes.
Yep.
But you gotta ask yourself too. Has the game been getting boring? Have you feel like it's the same old thing?
It has.
So at the end of the day,
I believe it's getting boring for me a little bit.
Right now, there were 500 people watching our live stream. Right now, we got 76 people watching. So this is like bringing life back into the game, even if it's good or bad news, however you feel about it. It's coming back to life, even if if it is something negative.
Yeah, I think people are right now people are on edge. They're afraid of change. And once they see what's going on and they accept it and they look and they start having fun with the new racing rival 7.0, they're going to be having just as much and going to be here just as much as they are now. I really honestly believe that.
Right, and now how much less pacer they're going to be if a car is actually worth $20. I remember finding things, but it wasn't something that always happened,
No.
Yeah, but when it did, Lex, how did you feel when you took that bastard home?
Oh God, you
Man,
felt great.
my underarms were sweating. My hair
Right?
was standing up.
I remember fucking jumping up in the living room and my family members looking at me like, what just happened, you retard? You know, like everybody's quiet watching TV or whatever it could be, you know, and I would just jump up, scream, yes!
Yep.
They'd be like, shit, what is this guy smoking, man?
Yeah. So
I just want a Porsche, yo, and they're like, for real? I'm like, yeah, right here. That's
Yeah.
like, hey,
so there's a
jump
few
in like you
things.
won the car.
Few things we should mention here.
Like you play the game, you play a game. Why? I'm like, oh, you can make money off this game. They were like, real money.
Yeah, we all knew those were lies, though. We all said that, but that wasn't why we were here, man.
Right.
I'm here for the paint.
So we have to give them a real reason because people don't
Yeah, that's right.
So Boost.
Your loved ones, if you're doing this for the love, they're gonna think you're going crazy.
So boosts are going to be gone completely.
Playing with cards.
Cars are going to be perma boosted now. They're going to be gone. No more tokens. Those are going to be gone. RRC currency is now. What did you guys? I couldn't figure out the difference between earned RRC and paid.
So earned RRC is like say you play a race and it gives you money. That's earned.
You buy it off of base, that's earned.
And they can tell the difference somehow. So I'm just.
The only bought RRC they're referring to is if you buy it from them, and they're getting rid of the ability to buy it from them March 1st.
Yep. As soon as the tuning goes to $1, that's the other thing we should talk about. Is like, what do you? Jeff Fiesel actually, Surreal had a good question, and they read it on the live stream. Hey, there's Brian. Brian, you gonna join us? He's in the chat. But Jeff Fiesel asked a question. He said, what can I do or what should I be doing to prepare myself for 7.0? And I thought that once I heard that, I was like, damn, that's a good question because there's so much going on now that I don't want to be left behind and all of a sudden 7.0 come and go, oh, shoot, I should have done this or I should have done that, especially legacy cars because once they turn to legacy cars, you cannot tune them anymore. You can't pink them until they add it, but you can only pink legacy cars versus legacy cars. So basically, I'm thinking you're going to have to come up with a list of cars, a list of lobbies, a list of origins like JDM or American or Euro or whatever, cars that you want. To get a variety of cars, pre-tune as many as you can, and have them in your garage so when 7.0 does drop, you're good to go. You have these cars ready and tuned because you'll never be able to tune them again, which is kind of a crazy concept. But
you know what kind of sucks about that too, though? Anybody who knows me knows I collect caddies, and I have at least 20 or 30 of them APK, which thank God they're staying APK, but they're virgins, and now I can't leave them like that. And I understand the market has been dead, but to me it meant something leaving them like that.
Yeah, I have.
I'm gonna have to put it to an up.
I'm a little the same way. I have cars from way back the beginning of the game that I won, turf cars and event cars that are still completely stock. And I'm going to kind of try to decide whether to leave them stock or to upgrade them. And I've never raced them since, so I'm going to probably leave them stock just because. But yeah, there's definitely some cars out there where you're like, ooh, I'm going to have like my...
It just sucks because I live in Max, which means I'm going to have to put spray on them. And like I said, I know it doesn't mean shit anymore. You can remove it, right? But I just wanted to leave them the way they were, and I feel like they're taking that away from me.
Yeah.
I'm going to have 500 stock meters.
90% of my first place cars are stock.
Like, what do you do with that now, Lex? You leave them? Do you fucking look at them? Sorry, pardon my language, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I'm gonna look at that, bro. I'm gonna come on, log on, and spin him around in that dingy garage.
The only bonus to what they're doing is you're gonna get. You only need to do one of each type, right? So you gotta run JDM one of each lobby. European one of each lobby because there's no engine damage, so you don't have to do too much. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna be stuck with 5,900 cars that are stock.
Yeah.
5,900.
You know. And that's if I don't put them all on my main account. That's just the main account.
What are you going to do? So I know you, James. I think all three or all four of us actually have multiple accounts. What do you guys plan on doing? Are you going to kind of consolidate all your accounts or you got to keep them separate? What do you guys think you're going to do? Because I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave them there. I'm going to
Uh-huh.
And the only way this new player that is stuck with the new, loves the new game, but when she was here back then, is going to say, you know what, I'm going to give you, something for this, what people consider garbage. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to buy all this real estate. So everybody that's quitting, just PM me, and I'm going to buy your garage.
Yeah, everyone's quitting. PM me. I'll buy your garage real cheap.
Let me say from personal experience, I have 6,100 cars on my main account. You do not want this many cars because it takes me 4 minutes and 52 seconds to load my game just to the garage.
Yep.
Jesus, right? How about to get to a certain car, man?
Well, with this new sorting feature that they showed, that's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, multiple factors that sort through, which is great. But
here, ask Alex. I sent him a video the other day, scrolling through just the 2016 Cobra Jets.
Yeah.
For an entire minute and 5 seconds, just Cobra Jets, scrolling.
Forever.
Watching the video halfway, I was so busy.
He had to go back to work.
Ah. All right.
Kind of what they're doing, right?
So the sorting features that they already touched base on in that episode 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think it was up there 1 or 2. Right? Oh man. Let's see. There's some questions I had that I thought were pretty interesting, and I thought of, and they actually answered a lot of them. What will happen to our inventory and our inventory slots? Well, good and bad news. Inventory, you need to. What do you say? Don't sell it. It's worth more for legacy points and whatever that, the legacy rewards if you install it on cars. Put your blueprints together, claim the car, put your paints on your wheels. Your inventory slots are going to be gone, which sucks until you realize the fact that you will no longer need inventory slots, which is good. That's good. There won't be a limit. I know, which is good. I was like, yeah.
It's almost like a seesaw. You got all this good things on this side, and then you got, so you got the good. It's a lot of good in this.
I'm telling you, I will be 100% honest. Like, it started this morning. I got up out of bed like at 4 something in the morning, getting ready for work, and I always check my phone, and my phone blew up. I had messages upon messages. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I start reading it and going, uh-oh. And I read the, the screenshot that people were passing around from glue.com saying all this. And I thought, uh-oh. All day long, I was in a mess. My head was foggy, and I was pissed off, and I was confused, and I didn't know what this. I was running this through my head. What's going to happen? Is the game dead? Is the game dying? Is the game, what the hell's going on? I'm telling you.
Is that a great way to wake up, Joe, or what?
It is not. But
let me tell you, I was sick to my stomach for like the entire first half of the day, man.
Weren't you? I was the same.
Up in the morning, I was like, what?
But I will say this, within 5 to 10 minutes of the carbonated live stream, that anxiety went away and it was replaced with excitement. I'm telling you, I don't know why. I'm excited. Like all the features they're talking about, all the different changes. I think this is going to be an awesome thing. It's really tough pill to swallow now. I know it is.
Well, Joe, I've been saying that for a while. I agree with you, man. I'm ready for change. I'm sick of the same old shit.
Is
20
it?
SIs, let's get
Yes. Oh, it's D-Class front-wheel drive. Honda Civic SI. We've done that a million times. Let's do some new stuff. Let's get some new content. Yes. So, Daniel.
I'm not going to lie. This morning, you get these questions about, well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Uh-huh.
And then it turned into, well, watch the stream later tonight, and you're going to get a better answer. And all day long, Lex was saying this, and I talked to him on Messenger, and I said, well, what more could they tell me than it was on plain paper on the Glue's website?
Right. But
and
that's just
a whole lot of questions.
But that's just a small fraction of what's going on. That's the black and white. They explain the ins and outs, the details.
The stream hit it bang on.
It did. And I tell you.
Daniel wants to come on.
What's that?
Daniel wants to come on live stream.
Yeah. Just let me know when you're ready for an invite. When you got your Skype ready, I'll shoot you. Yeah, I'll shoot you an invite. Yeah, awesome. I actually had questions that I posted in the live chat, but the chat was going a million miles an hour, and there's no way, no way.
No way. I typed something, and then I went to go read my type. It's gone.
Yep. So I'm gonna keep checking to see when Daniel's on.
It did nothing, absolutely nothing. It kept repeating it. How long would the game have to last? At the end of the day, it's gonna be brand new, fresh, and hopefully attract new players. Because without new players, I don't care how many OGs the game's gonna die.
Right. It's a big, it's a pond with a lot of big fish, and unless you have small fish to sustain it, new fish coming in, it's not gonna last. And hopefully, like this new refresh 7.0 is really gonna get the excitement back, get more players, and I think it's really a good thing here.
There's no more OGs in 7.0.
No.
Everybody's the same.
Yeah, well,
also, when something goes wrong, everybody puts their hand on the board, you know what I mean?
You know what? I feel so bad for that man.
At the end of the day, I know for a fact, I met this man in person. I know for a fact every day in there, and he has our best interest in mind. Even if at first it doesn't appear so, I know this for a fact.
Well, the thing too is we don't realize there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that we don't have the information. So we hear one little thing and we freak out and we think, who's the first person we throw into the fire? The person we know, Daniel. It is. He is. But
he advises, but he's not the decision maker,
Yeah. So
he's doing his job.
Yeah, he's doing his job. He has our best interest in mind.
All right. So I sent Daniel an invite here. Hopefully he should be here in a few. We'll see. But in the meantime, the one thing I'm happy about. Guess what's not in the garage? A freaking toolbox.
Guess what's still on the racetrack? The fucking
garbage can. What was that?
Am I the only person that notices the broken dirt bike out by the door? That if you even tried to close the door, it would hit the dirt bike?
No, the dirt bike. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, how you doing? Yeah, we can hear you.
Trying to defend your honor, man.
I appreciate it.
So we got a million questions.
These guys in this chat are being pretty civil, which is good.
Yeah, I saw some people said boycott, but I'm going to tell you they're going to be missing out. So open-minded, guys, give it a shot. I'm excited. I went from down the lowest I could be this morning when I read the news, and then once the live stream went on, like within 5-10 minutes, man, excitement! Holy crap, man! This is the new game. This is the new game we've been wanting. This is the excitement, man. This is great.
I'm trying to just understand everybody's mentality, and I don't know where they go wrong or if I just can't understand this, but why boycott? Do they not understand if you boycott the game, they will just close the doors? You still have a game right now. If you don't play it, they're just going to shut it off.
Let me piggyback on that. Crystal Howard actually asked a question. She was like, why didn't players have the option to vote in on this? And we kind of covered it indirectly during the stream. So the way Rivals is trending, pretty much ever since 6.0, things have been on a downward trend, and it needed some rejuvenation. We had two options: either we let it die, we kill it and make it a Racing Rivals 2, or we rejuvenate the game with 7.0. And 7.0 is not another 6.0. It's everything that 6.0 should have been. It's not a graphics update. It's features. It's things to do. It's something other than the two things we've been playing for 4 years. That's it in a nutshell.
That's a good point, because a lot of people think that we want more of the same. They're changing things. No, but like I mentioned earlier, like this 6.5, you know. So Racing Rivals, let's go way back actually. Racing Rivals should have only lasted a year or two, and it would have been dead. We would have had nothing, no garage, nothing. But it lasted this long, and it did need a revamp, and you could have started a new game. But why not take the momentum that Racing Rivals has now and kind of transform that into Racing Rivals 2? Use a 7.0, use that momentum to keep it going. You know, we have something good going on. It just needs some change, and that's what we're getting. I think that's great.
You know, when Xbox One came out, you couldn't play your regular Xbox game on it.
Nope.
So you need to make it so you can play that disc.
You know? I liked Super Mario Brothers, but Super Nintendo came out. I couldn't play it. They had a new one. You know, it's the natural. Yeah, you know how much money I've spent on games over the years, and I got nothing out of it. But here I'm getting something. I'm getting a legacy garage that I should have probably never had to begin with. You know, Racing Rivals 2 would have came out, we would have started from scratch. Nobody would have known anybody, done. But we got a legacy garage, which we shouldn't have had. That's bonus right there. There's some extra content that it sounds like is in the works.
You should buy a game that was $60, whatever it was. That was it.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not even concerned about the money, guys, because let's face it, you want to go watch a movie, $20. You want to go eat some pizza with the wife or the kids, $40. You know what I'm trying to say? Everything costs money, right?
If I stay inside and play and give Racing Rivals, give Carbonated 20 of my dollars, I'm actually saving money because I would have been out there and I would have spent 150 outside. So if I stay in, I'm saving money. I'm having fun. It's great.
We can fry our brain cells or our lungs and our body's doing it, right? Well, maybe our brain's a bit, but...
So you're saving money.
Bill in California.
So Daniel, I actually had a couple of questions that I wrote down here. I asked in the live stream, but as I can tell you right now, live chat is crazy. You miss a lot of stuff. You're trying to focus on the live stream. You're trying to read comments. You miss them. So no harm, no foul. I just had a few, and I know it's funny. I asked them, I wrote them down, and then later on you guys answered them, so it was really good. But oh geez, so this was a good one, and I really thought I asked this, but then you guys answered it. You and Colby, maybe you and Panda. I don't know who. Somebody answered it, but okay. So will pre 7.0 cars, like say some of the cars we have now, will those be re-released in 7.0?
All of them? No. Some of them.
Who's that?
Anyways, that's cool.
I can.
So.
Oh, there he is.
Anyway, six cars coming back in 7.0. That's the question. Yes, some of them will make a comeback. They'll come back maybe in a new variant. Some of them won't be coming back, but that's because we had the. 7.0 wouldn't be as fun if it was all the same cars.
Sure.
So we actually have a slew of stuff coming. Don't ask me about specifics. I can't tell you.
What specifics?
We've got a bunch of cool stuff.
What specifics? So you answered the question. I had a big question. What will happen to inventory and our inventory slots? Inventory slots, easy. We'll no longer, from what I understand, we will no longer need inventory slots. And our inventory will kind of turn into legacy points. Is that in a nutshell?
All right, let me try this one out. Okay. All right, let me start off from the get-go. So if you've got tokens, go ahead and use them because tokens aren't worth anything. The stuff that tokens get you is. Now, if you have blueprints in your inventory, those will be calculated towards your garage value and inventory value. If you have enough blueprints to complete a car, let's say a car takes 5 blueprints to make a car. If you have 5 blueprints for that car in your inventory, it is worth the same amount as if it were in your garage. The difference is when you go into 7.0, if that car is in your garage, it stays in your garage. If you just have the blueprints, then those are gone. they're still calculated.
Okay, it's making sense to me.
So you'll be rewarded for everything you have in your garage. So the people getting rid of everything they have will be rewarded less when that time comes.
Right.
That's all. The post about sell all your inventory, sell all your inventory. There's not going to be any blueprints.
Oh.
That wasn't the brightest thing. Towards it all.
So
Hey, I
here,
gotta say, congrats. I think the highest I saw was like 636.
yeah, I did. It was up there. It was up there.
The moment that he said next drama, that's exactly what we got.
So we're live an hour before the show goes live, and I think before that stream, our max was 159 consecutive viewers at a given time. And then before the show even kicked off, we were like over 200, and then we peaked over 600. I was like, holy cow!
Well, you know.
That means the game is coming back. People are talking about it. Everybody's interested. They want to know what's going on.
Well,
you know, if before it was like, whatever. I'm not even watching it.
That's exactly the point, though. If people really didn't care and they were like, screw it, they would just be gone. You know, but the fact that 600 people, come on, man, they want to know what's going on.
I'm not saying I want to have 600 in here people, but I'd rather have. I would rather have 600 people that feel a way or multiple ways about something than nothing at all.
But that's 600 people that I think will either, I don't want to use this because it sounds bad, but you'll convert them. If they're there, I think they're upset now because it's change. We don't like change. But once they realize this is good change, when
6.0 came out and they messed up all the tunes, that was an unintentional thing. And I was fired up there for about a couple days. I was livid.
Yeah.
But it brought on a new challenge because all of a sudden I had to relearn everything.
I remember
it was a good
messages you sent me. You were pissed.
Is that going to be the same thing this time around with the tunes?
Well, all right. So cars that. This is kind of important. All right, in regards to tuning your cars, I'm going to address a couple things. Your legacy cars, the cars you have right now, starting, you're going to want to tune them to any lobby 1640 and above. Starting the 1st of March, we will be dropping the RRC cost to install parts on your car down to one RRC per part. We will not be changing the timers, because we have to make sure there's a little bit of balance there. Otherwise, turf wars gets ridiculous. Yeah. Now, in 170 drops, all those cars that are tuned or not tuned, so tune it or don't, it's going to get locked exactly how it sits. 170 drops. 170 happens, cars are going to run a little bit slower. They are going to run differently, and it is not a parallel thing. Let's say we released the Evo 8 exactly as it sits, but scaled slower. There is no scale. It is going to be a totally different car. It is a totally different thing. If you go back to a couple of the videos when you were talking about the car decks, and there was all the Hondas up. And if you notice, I put chassis codes on them. That was intentional because if a car is coming back, it's not going to be the same. So we've been dropping the little subtle hints here and there. Just not a whole lot of people pick up on it.
I think.
So is it still going to be like a lobby system like it is now, where you have to tune for that lobby? We have to figure it all out again.
Yes, exactly like that.
It's interesting. What's going on, Seth? Hey, Joe.
Yes.
Jeff keeps trying to get your attention in the chat.
Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Oh, Jeff Fiesel with the question at the end of the live stream. How do I prepare for 7.0? Great question. That was a great question. So let me look and see if I can catch his attention in live chat. Does he want to join? Maybe I'll look. See if
he wants us to call.
Oh, let's see.
Man, this would be a packed thing. Oh yeah. Hey Daniel, that's a good question. Kevin's actually asking.
Where's it at?
Are we going to be compensated for leftover boosts since we don't need them anymore?
No, boost will not be.
I just spent 800 Gen on boost.
And
how about I have 100,000 boost.
I can't count the number of times that a race Racer Club would drop, and I wouldn't buy crates, and instead I would just buy a crap ton of boosts. And now I'm stuck with a whole bunch of boosts. But on the bright side, use them. Just boost every race. Before I took this position, for 3.5 years of playing the game, almost 4 years playing the game, I never turned boost off. If I didn't know you could.
I didn't know exactly. I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could turn it off.
But that's exactly why we want to get rid of it going into 7.0, because it's a very pay-to-win feature. It's not like you did something cool, so now your car runs faster. And I'm not saying we're going to do that. I'm just simply saying that there is not a cool thing behind boost. It's just here. Give me a nickel.
I always thought it was like burning the candle at both ends.
You don't remember when we could only put 3 boosts on a car at a time?
Oh my gosh. I forgot all about that.
Those 3 boosts were moved to
See?
another car. If it was on that car, it was with that car.
Yeah, you win a car and you had 2 boosts on it. You were like, score! Oh my gosh.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jeff? How you doing?
Thanks, Joe.
Hey, Jeff, that was a great question you had about the, because I was like, I don't know what to do to prepare for a 7.0. I didn't even think about it. And then they, I don't know, was it Colby who read it? Or I don't know if Daniel or Colby.
I actually sent Daniel a message because I was going to be at League, and I didn't know that I'd be able to hear or not because I can't hear. It's at Bowling Center.
Yeah.
So I asked him to, read it off and answer the question for me because,
yeah.
Clearly it was something that most of the guys on my team and myself wanted to know. With big garages and stuff like this, and I've got millions of cars that they're not tuned. They're not, almost all my turf cars are stock.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure that I did what I needed to do, and if I have cars like my SIs that I never built that I bought, can I just sell those to the game and use that money to buy parts for my R3 cars? And should I do that?
You can. I mean,
that was my question.
Yeah, and were you actually able to make it when we answered it?
I didn't hear.
Okay. Well, Joe, you want me to go ahead and answer that here?
Absolutely.
All right. So what do I do in preparation for 7.0? Since somebody mentioned having 6,500 cars, you will not need 6,500 cars to participate in legacy events. The idea is this. There will not be single car. I don't think we're planning on doing 7.0 single car events for legacy events, but you will need a variety. So like if you have a C28s, tune them for 1 to each lot, 16, 40, 45, 50, 56, 63, 68. Same idea with anything else you have multiple stuff. Give yourself that variety so that if it's a 45 all-wheel drive event, then you have, an all-wheel drive 1645 car. Pick the ones you like. You don't need 6,500 cars. That being said, though, if you've got a ton of extra paint, you don't really want to sell it, but you need the inventory space, throw it on that random car you don't care about. There's ways to mix and match stuff to get it out of your inventory and still have it count.
Right.
It takes your inventory into account, though, right?
Oh yeah.
So I don't have to put the paint on the car. It's still going to be counted.
Yeah, but like say somebody's sitting out there with like 800 tokens, which I know somebody is at least. Well, since the tokens aren't worth anything, where do I stick 800 crates worth of inventory at? Well, you're going to have to shuffle your inventory around. You're going to have to use up some of it. Use it on the cars you don't care too much about, or use it on one of the 500 Civic SIs you have.
Right. I got to say the Dodge that would look so nice.
284 bronze crate tokens. I don't even want to get involved with that.
Hey, Daniel, I have a question. Later on, you're saying we'll be able to pick our legacy cars. Will we be able to tune them later as well, or no?
No, where it's at now is where
it's going to be.
So it's very important to tune these cars properly before 7.0 drops.
Yeah. You don't want to use your old legacy cars, right? You want to use the new game.
Well, that's it. I mean, there's going to be so much. It sounds like there's going to be so much going on in I don't want to say the new, but in the 7.0, there's going to be so much stuff going on. Like, why go back and want to race legacy cars all that much? Yeah, that's what we're used to now. But I think once we see all the new stuff that's going to be added, I think there's going to be less emphasis on 6.5 and on the legacy, and people are going to be looking forward to the new cars, the new stuff that's out.
I think that his live stream went off.
Yeah, it looks like I'm having a little bit OBS reconnected, so we should be back up in a second. There we go. I can see you.
I see your scary avatar.
I don't want to see you.
No, I'm continuing to stay positive.
At the end, it was gonna, if it stayed like this, it was gonna die. It was gonna end with nothing.
There we go. Looks like we're back on.
You know what I mean? So if you were gonna end with nothing anyway, they still let you keep it, right?
Well,
Yeah, and not only that, but we get credit for playing and how long we played and we spent. And
right. They're gonna say, hey, you know what? Thank you for playing football. Here you go.
Well, here's a real life comparison. I play Call of Duty. I love Call of Duty. Call of Duty comes out with a new game each year. In each year, what happens? You start over from zero, from fresh, once a year. This game's been going on for 4 years, and 7.0 is coming out. We actually get to carry stuff over. You don't get to do that in other games. It just doesn't happen.
In CSR 1, did they keep the cars when you went to CSR 2?
No.
No.
But guess what? We get a legacy garage.
That's it.
We get a legacy garage, and that's awesome. So, what other questions, man? I had a million questions, and now that Daniel's here.
So not only do you get to keep it, so one thing we did, I hadn't talked about that we did on the show, on the stream, was that what legacy events will give you. So you're taking these legacy cars and you're racing them in these legacy events, and you get either you're going to get access to cars that you will be using the 7.0, and those cars can be brand new cars, or exclusive wrapped versions of cars that are in 7.0. And then what I personally want to do and will be doing is picking out wheels that will be locked to legacy players. Any player knows what a set of Cocos is. Everybody knows what the last set is. Everybody knows what a prize wheel is.
James, that was directed towards you.
I love the show notes I got tonight. I was laughing.
Who's got the official last set? Because I need one for one of my cars.
I want to make it known the one that was left on my account, the last one went on my Javelin, which they live shout out for.
The Javelin has
I want to put it on my QR, right? So your car is the one with one in one.
I don't care. It's going into my museum. That's where it's going. That was going to go right beside my Cinco de Mayo that I paid $250 for, right beside my Javelin with too many rims on it.
So
they can all sit there and rot.
Daniel, maybe you could clarify this, because you did explain it, and I'm too stupid to understand it. What was the difference between earned RRC and paid RRC?
If you bought it from the, if you bought it in game, like in-app purchase, like gyms. If you bought it, you keep it.
Ah, okay, that clears it. So if I win and I get, if I win in a race against somebody, that does not count. Or if I say I get it from like a perfect shift or something like that, that doesn't, that's not.
Yeah, it's earned versus buy.
Gotcha.
If you pay cash money for it, you get to keep it.
Gotcha.
Now, keep this in mind. In a week, we will be turning off the ability to purchase RC in game.
Okay. All right.
That's good. Buying a whole bunch right now. I need to make some life decisions right now.
To spend $100 or not?
I need $5 bills right now, so I'm going to go see if I can pull out a personal loan, get $500 out. No more get you good files. I'm going to make this happen. Sell my dog, something's going to happen.
Oh, man. Oh,
get the kids on the roof with you, Lex.
By the way, happy Valentine's Day to all of you.
Same to you, gentlemen.
Bert just asked a question, Daniel.
One second. I'm going to sidetrack you. Nobody can say anything about the colors in the Valentine's crate. Bromance by Rivals.
I like
it. I like that color.
I like it.
I like Tickle Me Pink. I just like the name.
Now, they're gonna bring that 7.0. Do what now? They're going to bring that same paint to the 7.0.
We can do a whole bunch of stuff. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that's just in my hip pocket for 7.0.
Now,
I'm excited.
Are we going to see the shaders fixed post 7.0?
Maybe. A lot of stuff we're doing is stuff to do, and a lot of it is also stuff you see. How much we can fix on what you see is limited, but there will be some drastic improvements on a lot of stuff, just not everything we want.
Because that bubblegum paint in the garage looks amazing. On the track, it looks like doo-doo.
Hey, Daniel, Bruce in the live stream here in the chat asked a good question, and I kind of seen the question scrolling, but I couldn't hear if it was answered.
Mm-hmm.
The question he asked is for us to ask you about the team names and what that all entitled.
All right, so there are a lot of team names that have been locked away over into history rivals just by people coming and going or making dummy teams or whatever the heck. The team names are going to get reset. There will be an opportunity in the near future where turf teams will not only be fighting for X place prize, but they will also be competing for their chance to save or reserve their name. The details on that are unclear at this point, simply because I'm not going to say what they are, but I will disclose. I will disclose that stuff later.
How about say old in-game names from accounts that have been idle for years? Any chance those will be reset and deleted?
Big Ben name with 3 cars in it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which Pig Pen? There's like 300 of them.
No, there's one. The original Big Ben is a guy with no car.
Uh-huh.
And Joe's been trying to get this
For about 4 years now.
I don't have an official answer on that yet.
Okay.
I have my personal opinion, which is what I'd like to do, but I don't have the official on that.
Would that free up server space? Because I've heard people say do it because it'll clear up server space, but I don't know how that works. I mean, I know it's got to be stored somewhere, but would that save free up space?
There's a bunch of things we can do but it's not that much. It's incrementally.
Oh, okay, so it's okay. All right.
It's basically all the hot fixes that screwed up and made lag, I'm sure.
Oh, you're being critical.
No. All right, so that's just us trying to do things like develop the Valentine's paints. Like you noticed, there was not a cost with it. There was all you have to do is invest time, not money, time, and that's something we're definitely trying to carry forward to 7.0. But even as something as simple as that didn't work 100% because there are weird idiosyncrasies in the current game that prevented that from going off without a hitch. And that's the kind of stuff that's the reason we need a 7.0. It's to get rid of those little annoyances. The extra options.
They plug it poorly and the light turns off.
You guys made a comment about a new mechanic. Is that going to
Oh, yeah.
before 7.0 gets dropped, or is that just something we got to figure out?
I don't remember anything about a new mechanic.
Well, let's see. We were talking about
We mentioned
ghost shifting.
Mm-hmm. 7.0 cars.
And then there was
also, there is a new mechanic.
Me and James picked up on that.
Oh,
yes.
All right, that is a mechanic to racing, not a mechanic as in like Alex.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, is that something that you guys are going to preview? What the change is, or is that something we just have to dig and find out?
To be determined.
No information, James. None.
I know that
I myself is a bit more likely, I got super excited when I heard new mechanic, and I thought gear ratios.
Uh-huh.
I want engine swaps. I want I want all right. So I've made little models here and there of what avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like, so if you get really down to the physics of racing, you're talking about how much the size of your tire patch, how that affects your top speeds, your accelerations, and your traction. Well, it's an indirect thing about torque. You gotta, if you're spinning, you ain't winning. So you got to make sure you've got the grip to get there. And playing with wider tires, narrower tires, different types of materials, different coefficients of frictions. I think asphalt racing did it with the different weather environments, which was neat. I don't particularly much care for it, but it was neat. But I think that level of intricacy is very appealing to me. But I don't know what we put in that won't make it so complicated for new players, but still make it interesting for everybody else.
Somebody asked a question here is actually pretty interesting. I don't know if you can touch on it or not.
Yeah, power metal.
Are we going to see different sized tracks anytime soon?
It's on the list. It's on the we want to do. We want to do a quarter mile, a half mile, and a whole mile. I mean, it'd be awesome if we could do stuff in line, like we're joking around with live events and stuff like this and all the cool things that can happen. I was like, well, what if we ran like a Texas 2K event when the Texas 2K was going down? But,
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But no, not at this time. Not at 7.0. There will be different track links. It's on the wish list.
Nice.
All right.
I know you said they would with our APK cars will stay APK in 7.0, right?
Yeah, if you've got a matte red Subaru WRC 2006, congratulations, you've got a matte red Subaru WRC 2006.
And it's going in the museum.
Yes.
That's okay. I'm happy with it, and I'm very happy with it.
What other questions? Right? We got
super excited that I
guys.
can keep my garage.
Everybody in the live stream right now. We got Daniel here with us. You got questions? Throw them up in the live chat. We'll keep an eye out for them, and we'll see if we can get answers for you. There's been questions that I know have been burning holes and people going, what's going to happen? Now's your chance. Ask him. We got Daniel here. He's hanging out with us. Come on.
I do have actually a very decent question. Since we're not going to be able to modify the visual appearance of our cars in the Legacy Garage,
Yes.
is that going to decrease load times? Because holy hell, like I said, 4 minutes and 52 seconds to load my account right now.
I have no clue.
I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
They're trying to do. Somebody stop dragging their physical across the microphone.
That's Brian's wife. She's dragging it by the ears.
I think.
So.
I don't know how that impacts our load times. We're definitely trying to make sure that you can have your huge legacy garage and still have efficiency at the same time. I have not messed with that to know personally how that affects things, and I don't want to tell you wrong ahead of time.
Here's a question. I'm just curious. So 7.0, say it drops whatever day, say it dropped tomorrow. I don't know. So it drops. Our cars we have go into the legacy garage. For those of us who finished the campaign, you mentioned that we get a car from each leg of the campaign.
Yes.
So if we have not finished the campaign, do we start off with one car, just like you're starting brand new?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll start off. You have two choices. Either A, go ahead and beat the campaign, or you will be reset to the very start of the campaign.
Okay.
You will have your legacy garage, no worries there. You will get your legacy rewards, but you will be reset to the very beginning.
Okay. So just kind of trying to get an idea of what to expect when 7.0 drops. Like, is it going to be a shell shock? So now we kind of have an idea of what to expect. And yep. Is that
Somebody's got their phone in their pocket.
Is that Brian? I think that.
I'm just listening, man. I'm trying to see what's gonna happen.
Nothing besides a wind tunnel.
I'm
chilling outside. It's the air conditioner was blowing, but I just wanted to hear what he had to say because I'm really interested as to how we're going to hit the ground running because, in all the games that I've played where we've jumped from one version to another, it's critical how you adapt and how you come out the gate on the new version. I mean, this is an opportunity for all those teams that hate Alex and that hate the drama teams. This is your chance. This is your chance to do things differently. This is your chance to be the top dogs of the game.
Yep.
You have to move the other way.
It's an even playing field.
And that's just you're talking about turf, and there's so many more things to be top dog in the rivals at 7-0. And I can't wait to talk about turf. Oh, I can't wait.
I know.
It's awesome.
We have a.
I hear a lot of good things compared to the bad things.
Yeah, if you thought
I better than this morning.
we talked about making peaks matter and stuff like that, and having limited cars being more rare. Yes, people will probably be less in people won't win as much just because it's more rare or they don't want to lose it. Well, congratulations, the fear of peaking has been great.
So.
And you're going to lose it to cheating. It's the fear of peaking because you just don't want to lose it because you can't replace it as easily. But yeah, and plus what it does in turf, always it's going to be awesome.
Right, because the fear of peaking will be back on that peaking in.
Uh-huh.
No way.
Yep. So, Daniel,
And now when you pick, your heart's going to race again.
My only concern that I have for everything that's been discussed and everything that's been brought up, and yeah, it's going to be great to have the fear of pinking back, but at the same time, to me, it seems like the cost of racing is going to go through the roof because you can no longer have, like right now, you can go and you can buy 10 SVTs for like $8, and you can race those all night. With the way that the game is heading now, it seems like you're going to have 1 or 2 SVTs, and you're going to have to constantly be repairing them to race because you don't want to pink slip them.
Okay, fair take on it. We do have some things that we can't talk about right now to prevent that kind of craziness from happening.
Yeah, I guess my question
is to play their win.
Yeah, I guess my only question to you is, are you guys going to do what was never done, which is change the cost of repair to where it flows with the rest of the game, to where it's not something that's going to shut you down from racing?
Wait a minute, you mean like actually make it to where you can earn enough RC to repair your cars in a timely manner or upgrade your cars in a timely manner?
No, but that's much to repair.
Well, and not 12 hours. Well, yeah, and that and the cost of gyms right now. Like, I mean, I don't mind paying, $80, $1,000 to repair my car. But why am I going to pay twice to repair my car? Why do I have to pay to repair it and then also to speed up that repair time? Like, I'm already shelling out the equivalent of like $1 or $2 just to repair my vehicle. Is it really necessary to charge me 100 gyms to get me back on the track? Is there any way that maybe we can have that lowered to where it's more associated with the level or the class of the car? Like all D-class cars should just be 10 gyms after you pay the repair. And then as you get higher, the R2s, yeah, I don't mind paying a little bit more for the R2s, but I mean, right now, if you're in an R2 turf, you're almost paying like $10 an hour just to repair cars to be able to compete if you're not pink slip racing.
Unless you're on ice again.
That's true.
I don't know where that necessarily originated, but maybe it was taken from the fiction or the fiction of if you repair a car in real life, it's time. Plus, I don't know if it was created because it's a way to gate things, and when I say gate, I mean ways to make things periodic flows in the game. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you that. I'm not well versed up in game creation and development to give you an answer on that. But is it But are we going to try? Are we looking at how it's balanced and all that kind of stuff? Yes.
Hey, so I guess my follow up to that would be, with some of those repair icons, the carbon fiber and the gold and all those, are those going to bypass the gem purchase to repair your car?
Negative. Not those are collectibles, and those are used to throw into collections to do cool things.
I got one. Initially, I thought that our legacy cars, before they were legacy cars, were going to be able to be used as collectibles to add to, like, say, I made the comment once I could use my top 25 NSX to, along with 3 GTS and 30 Civic SI to get a certain car. That's the way I thought it was going to be, but apparently not. So,
No, and I'll go ahead and explain again the why behind that. So we've talked about like how the economy is broken and all this kind of thing together, and we have to separate we have to stop that bleeding. And 7.0 stops that bleeding by kind of sealing it off in the legacy side of the game. If you all of a sudden have the 6.5 bleeding leak over into 7.0, now you move that problem from 6.5 and continue it on to 7.0. That doesn't mean we won't do it, but we have to be very careful about what we pick and choose for 6.5 to leak into 7.0.
absolutely.
Hey, since you guys are basically creating a new game, are you going to have a better grasp on the people that are using stuff like GG?
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's a constant book, but Paul, what's your...
The question he wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
I'm ironic. That's the question. All right, so that is something we're constantly improving. It's something... Cheaters are notorious for not being so nice, and they are notorious for repeatedly not being so nice. And once it's like holes in a boat. You plug one, and you're in that rusty old boat, and another hole pops up. Then you got to plug it. And we just have to stay on top of the plugs. And eventually, we get to the point where we are ahead of the game. And I don't know that you're necessarily ever ahead of the game, but you're pretty dang close to it. And that's just something we are constantly working towards.
How much did you drink tonight?
Now, when I'm rocking back and forth in my seat, I'm just trying to relax. It has been a long day, if you can't tell from all the Facebook posts that I've been reading.
So,
Daniel, is there anything that you would like to say to all the homeless Indonesians because of the way that you have, the children that will not have birthday presents, the rice that will not be purchased? I mean, you have single-handedly caused their entire country to go into bankruptcy.
That is racial and unethical, and I will not comment to that.
all right, here's a better question. Daniel.
Back to race for you guys.
What was your favorite meme today? Because you guys mentioned memes.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Or the one that made there was Donald Trump, Hitler, and how about
I didn't see that one.
or whatever. There was one. Hey. Something about the community manager sucks. I bet the new one can't do any worse. And is it me saying, hold my beer?
Oh, okay.
Yo, speaking of a hold my beer, somebody made one today. I want to screenshot it. It was me saying something about the last set, get your last set here. And then, did you see that one post the guy made where it had you holding it looked like a sign of your inventory?
Yes.
On the same picture. On the same picture was you there holding that sign saying, hold my beer. With the 100 last sets.
My favorite one so far has been the one where it's Dom Toretto and it has James' face on it and it says James last set Toretto.
Yeah.
Oh,
That one looks perfect, man.
James, I'm gonna Photoshop you one.
The last set in his glasses And then some of us were smart enough to zoom in on the picture. And James, I saw the last set on your teeth.
Yeah,
And holy shit, I was dying, man.
I put gold girls in my mouth, put the last set on there too, just for that.
Sam, I gotta give it to you, man. Like, everybody throws you beatings on that. You take it well, man.
I play the part. I play into the drama game because it's entertainment for everybody.
James, I'm going to Photoshop you one. I'm going to take the Last of the Mohicans, the movie poster. It's going to be Last of the Yellow Jackets, and it's going to be you as Mel Gibson running with his little tomahawk, and you're going to have like a yellow jacket in your arm or something. I'm going to take that movie poster and Photoshop your face on it.
Hey, you guys laugh about the yellow jackets. I told Alex today I wanted to, just for fun, print off 2 yellow jackets on paper, cut out the centers of them, and I was going to tape them to my glasses. Oh, jeez. Specifically for the stream. Either way, I have a serious question for you, though, Daniel. Is the gem buyback option on cars ever going to get fixed to a reasonable price?
I don't know what we're doing with that, but I can tell you if it's getting rebalanced, it'll be rebalanced at 7.0.
Okay.
I don't know the actual answer to that.
Because everything's worse than when I first started and I lost my Fury for the first time, and I bought that thing back 3 times for 13,000 gems apiece.
Ooh.
Crazy boy. Crazy for that.
I remember he asked me for $20 that week.
For lunch money.
I asked a lot of people for $20 that week. They didn't have yellow jackets back then.
So overall, everyone, because I heard a lot of people upset, but when we're talking here, everybody seems happy about it.
I'm telling you, as the day has gone on, as the day has progressed, it started off. Yeah, everybody was angry and upset this morning, but as the day's going on and we get more information, it's kind of everybody's mellowing out more.
I think that it was good that it came out because the anger kind of went away by 12 o'clock. It kind of came.
No, it did not.
What I think was a lot of it though was that Daniel, Panda, and Kobe, they literally took a Mike Tyson punch to the face, and they stayed standing through the entire live stream. And instead of it being like a 40-minute show,
yeah.
I'm not sure how long it was, but it seemed like the show was
I was going to say, yeah.
To me, that was them basically taking a stand, like, give us your worst shot.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hopped up on, Monster Energy drinks. We're not fucking going anywhere. And they did it.
Yeah, I agree with that because I made the comment about thanks for standing with us on this transformation. And one of the chats I'm in, these guys were blowing me all kinds of crap for it. And it's like, they're not standing with you. They're not standing. Are you guys crazy? You could have logged on your game this morning and had
game over. Nothing.
Dude, I
downloaded the game in 2013. I knew that because I typically read everything before I agree to anything. And I knew then that anything I bought,
it's not yours.
Through the game or through the black market or anything I put into my garage was not mine.
They can all go away so fast.
That they could take it from me in a second. So for the fact that I'm getting my cars and I can stare at them, I can race them in legacy events, I can mess with them all I want, and that's awesome. Yeah,
I'm thankful. I know it's a joke, but we have a friggin' museum, man.
Well,
yeah, and when the thing to do to your car was to hulk it.
Yes.
A lot of stuff. Okay, I hulked a lot of stuff, and I still have a lot of that in my garage.
Yeah.
The only thing that was more expensive than hulking a car was putting those white rims with the red line on it.
And I got plenty of those.
And you know what's crazy is that, and the guys that went to the second council can tell you, 2.5 years ago, they were going to kill the game and make the Racing Rivals Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they cared so much for this community that instead of destroying the game and starting over, they figured out a way to let you keep all of your crap, and they were still able to release an updated game. Now, granted, that updated game was to next gen,
and it failed horribly because nobody had good enough foam to run it. But this is now the second time that the people running this game have gone over and beyond to allow you to keep your crap.
Yep.
Any other game out there, you look at CSR, you look at Madden, you look at any game, even the tap baseball. When that year is over, you get a whole new game and you start from scratch.
Yeah, James and I have been playing games forever, and I guarantee you, James could tell you a handful of games where he's played where they're done, they're shut down, they're gone. Anything and everything you put into that game and you built is gone.
I don't know how many times today I made the comment. You know, everybody says, I was telling Brian earlier, I was getting DMs from people asking me if I'm okay. Because I know I spent a lot of money on this thing. And people were questioning me to do something stupid. And I really didn't know how to answer them at the time, but I can say one thing is for certain, and I answered this to a lot of different people. I can mentally prepare myself over the years that I've been playing games. I can mentally prepare myself for we're closing the game.
Yep.
Yeah, I was not mentally prepared for all your shit is going bye-bye.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is that on the 1320 challenge, there was this one time where I got offered $1,500 for a car, and it was a car that I loved, and I never wanted to give it up. And I'll never forget, I went to my wife and I said, hey, you know, this dude offered me $1,500 for this car. I don't know if I should do it or not. If you guys could have seen the look that she gave me, you know, I would be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Sell that damn thing. And ever since that point, I no longer have where I get so attached to stuff that when it gets taken away, I'm broken. You know what I mean? That car was like my last car, the last virtual object that I had that relationship with where I actually cared for it. I didn't want to let it go. But once I sold it and I had that $1,500 and I was able to do stupid stuff with that money, it made me realize, like, none of this stuff really matters. What matters more than anything is your experience on the game. Like, this game was created for you to find other people who have the same interests as you, to form a bond with them, and then to matter as a team on this game. Now, the way that CIE created the game, they flopped. They flopped hardcore, and the team aspect is a failure right now. I'm hoping, and I'm hoping that with 7.0, there's going to be a massive difference in the way that the teams are ran, and I'm just fingers crossed because I'm putting a lot of faith behind these guys and what 7.0 is going to bring.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who really want more team activity, like Bird.
It's to us to make it work too, you know. If we give up, then I'm not giving up. I'm here until I wake up and it says server not found.
Yeah, and you know, like I told everybody on my team, you know, take it all away. But there's one thing that you can't take away is the friendships that we made.
That's right. I walked away with some great friends.
Even what James and I have been through is, it's still. I know him. He knows me. We're friends. I love the way he talks. His accent's awesome. But
I'm Canadian too, eh?
He
has amazing biology.
33% here is Canadian.
Each individual person that I've met has a unique character that is neat to me. Guys from overseas that just make Americans look terrible. They have such big, huge giving hearts. Seriously, I met a guy and lives in Iraq, and he is the most giving person and so loving to his family and proper and clean and educated, and this makes Americans look terrible. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I've met people like that, and it's neat to me that I've created friendships like that.
I think a lot of us have made some really strong bonds in this game.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's crazy? What's crazy is, I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but there was one young guy that had posted about a family member who was getting cancer treatments, and she was having to pay for chemo. And for those of you that know, chemo's not cheap, man. Like, I went through that with my mom. I was scrolling through that post, and I saw one guy randomly donate $500 to this guy.
You know what, Brian? I know his name. Can I call him? Can I give him a shout out?
Yeah, please do.
I don't want to butcher his last name, but his name was Matthew Schenk, Shenk.
I thought that was the coolest thing that I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah, I saw that too, Brian, because he's like, I only need $525 left for my goal. And out of nowhere was the PayPal picture, and he was like, here you go, bud, go get it, you know what I mean? And
Dude,
$500 sent.
it's an amazing community we have.
Yeah, exactly. Even when there's the hatred and the rivals part of it, there's still each and every week you watch the community come together for certain things, even if it's to destroy somebody. We all come together for certain things. It's awesome.
After all the shit, we're still together.
See, that's what, you know what I was just saying earlier too. You know, like after all the shit and the hate and to one another, at the end of the day, we're all the same person. We're somebody behind the screen just trying to have fun, right? There's no sense in all of it, man.
One of the worst.
It's one of the reasons I never changed my in-game name.
Same. I haven't even changed my picture.
I wanted people to, know who they were racing. I wanted them to, if I beat you before or several times, I wanted you to keep coming and trying. I wanted that rivalry, and it was. I don't want to hide from somebody, and nobody's peeking me anymore, so I'm going to change my name. No, people will peek you because you beat them. Okay, we are all competitive, and that's what this is about. So.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never had a second account.
I changed my name once. I mean, it's always been public ground. So there was one time when I did change it, and it was because literally nobody was pinking me. And it was so freaking annoying. And then I changed it, and then I left it changed for like 2 weeks, and people were like, oh, you're cheating. I said, yeah, go put me on call-outs. Let me come out.
It didn't take long. I changed my name once when I was really young, but I pieced my campaign car away, and I didn't have the chance to buy it. Do you guys remember that? You had to register it.
Yeah.
I was forced to delete the game and start over. I didn't have a choice.
And that's one of the things that I wish Racing Rivals would do a little bit more, and that is basically introduce you to the people that you're racing better. Like right now, when you click on somebody's profile, it doesn't really tell you much about them. And I was talking to James about that the other day because on Middle, you got a good understanding of who you were racing based off of what their quote unquote profile shows, the badges that they displayed, stuff like that. And you learned who you could and couldn't hang with. You know what I mean? And on Racing Rivals, you don't really get that. Like people change their names a lot. They change, like Alex was saying, they change their profile picture so often to try to get races. And it's one of the things that I really, really wish, like we had a top racers list or an SC list for the day where it showed like the people that gained the most.
Like we used to have when the game first came out. That was always I used to love that.
See, and that is something that they carried over from Little, and for whatever reason, they just, as time went on, they did away with it. And it's one of those things that I wish that they had.
Remember, Daniel, when you had, I think it was weekly, it might have been daily, the leaderboard, and like say, at the end of the week, it would show, I think it was on Fridays even, it would show, that you had gained this many street credits and you had won this many peak races, and it placed you earned this much RC, and it placed you in a top, whatever it was, I don't think it was very much, it was like top 30, top something.
Yeah, see, on Middle, we had it where it showed the top 50 racers. So, like, every day, it would refresh, and it would say the top 50 racers for RRC that was one, the top 50 racers for SC that was one, and then it would be, like, the top 50 racers for races one. So, it would show, like, the top guy had 300 wins and 84 losses or something like that. And every single day, it would refresh, but then every single day, you could see, like, damn, that dude Prodigal Graham, he's on there again. And what that did was it developed like a hierarchy of racers. You slowly got to know who had their own on the track. You know what I mean? As opposed to now where you go to the track and, I mean, like, honest to God, like, there's only probably, 10 people that I know by their username. Everybody else, I mean, I don't know
know, Brad, I agree with you. I have a different way of saying it. I remember, like, let's go back 2 years when I stepped into a lobby and I would see pictures. I wouldn't even have to click on the icon to know who it was because
You just
I knew who it
recognize.
was. I just knew by the picture.
And then you see my icon and you delete.
But you know what? That also has to do with that also has to do though with the team aspect because like on Niddle, when we rolled with our squad, every single person that was on the team had an avatar with their name on it, but it had the same design. And we did that because we were a squad. We stayed together. With the game the way it is right now, like even when I was rolling in the Drama Kings, like I don't think any of us ever had the same images. Like we all had different images. I mean, we held our own as a team, but nobody, you know what I mean? And there's very few teams that you see where 2 or 3 people will have the same images and the rest are just random stuff.
What is that team? So Good to Be a Gator is one of them that do that.
Sam Crow does that.
Mm-hmm.
They all have the same one.
Team 505 does that.
Hey, those the inmates, I seen those guys one time where they all had
Flat out.
I was on that.
Way back in the day, Gearheads did that.
Inmates was Polo Club 2 Reborn. So it was.
So
Well, I mean, teams don't mean the same thing that they used to.
They don't.
They don't.
no. And that's one thing. Bird is really into. He's been racing. He's been a team leader since the very beginning of the game, and he is so driven for team participation. And he's always wanting to know: is there going to be some element to the game added that's going to drive team participation more?
What I would call, so Kobe and I came up with this idea, and I can't go into it. And it is like the cream of the crop, coolest thing for like being on a team and the reason for staying on a team. And it's not going to make it into 7-0 because it's just too dang complicated.
Okay.
But you could see it actually, and I don't mean complicated as in trying to interact with it, trying to make it.
Okay.
And,
But I mean, I honestly believe.
I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just believe team aspect is a huge part of what keeps the game successful. Because I've always played games solo, and if I get done, I'm bored, I just leave, and there's no consequence. There's nothing keeping me from playing. But when you're a part of a team, you have a team that kind of relies on you. You rely on the team. If I stop playing, I feel I'm letting my team down. So I'm more driven to participate and be part of the group. And, you know, I just think it's a very healthy aspect to the game success.
The reason that happens is because the only time that teams matter is during turf. See, I used to get shit all the time at the council meetings because I'd say, on little this, on little this, on little this. But on Niddle, we used to have team battles where you would basically line up 4-on-4. You pick your 4 best guys, their 4 best guys, and then whoever won, it counted as a team win on your record. And you guys had records as teams, and you could race. You know, on Tuesday night, hey, Daniel was talking shit. Let's go race him. Get your bikers. Let's go. And you could throw down whenever you wanted. Right now, you say, you know, go meet me on the track or race 1-on-1, or hey, let's see who gets more points on turf. That's not a team effort. A team effort is, hey, let's all line up and let's see who wins best out of 3. And it would be awesome if they got rid of like the tournament area and turned that into a team racing area where, hey, just at the drop of a hat, meet us on the track. Let's go right now.
Yeah.
Let's throw down 10-0.
It's like in high school, you had a fight with somebody, everybody met in the parking lot.
Here's another thing, though. I mean, team doesn't just stop during turf. I mean, I'm in several other teams' chats through Messenger.
Every day.
It's every day, 24/7, and that's where everybody's at. I mean, that's where you get your tunes. That's where you get your everything.
All the time. So
we wake up, hey, good morning, everybody. What's going on? You know, what's the weather like?
So
it's live, nonstop.
With that dog holding the coffee cup.
That's right. Yeah. Good morning. Go into little bubbles.
So, Two things real quick, guys. Two things real quick. Both from a guy in the live chat right now, Diego. First of all, Diego, wonder who are we talking to? So I'm just going to go through in order that I see everybody on Skype right now. We got James, the last set, Caricato. We have Lex, the legend drama. Mr. Daniel Powell himself. The man with the sticky fingers here, Sticky Ricky, Jeff Fiesel, Mr. Surreal, and King Sesko, a.k.a. Mr. Underground, Brian Gutierrez. So those are the guests right here with us now. And then part two, we kind of went over this, but I guess it's a question people still have. And if I can find it, Diego wanted to know, and we went over this, like I said, but Diego wants to know, have they talked about the economy at all? I'm interested in where my money is going to end up going for 7.0. It's a very good question. We've talked about this. The guys at Carbonated have talked about it as well. There's various things that are going to happen. Gems are going to be, there's going to be a modifier, and it's going to be, I think, would you say roughly 1 gem per penny to make it nice and simple, like the metric system? Boosts are going to be a thing of the past. No more boost ever. You're not going to have to worry about boost. That is so awesome. That's just one less thing.
All your legacy cars will permanently run boosted.
Mm-hmm.
All your 7.0 cars, there is no such thing as boost for them.
All right. And then the last thing people want to know is RRC. Now, this is a very tricky, interesting, simple concept, I guess. It's both, but it's going to be, I didn't understand it, but Daniel broke it down. It's going to be earned RRC, which is money that you win from bets and stuff. That's no longer going to be with us, but you will be keeping your paid RRC. Is that the correct terminology?
Yeah, paid RRC.
So if you
pay cash money for it,
yep,
and bought it like you would gems, and you get to keep it.
You're not going to lose it. You're not going to have to worry about it. And then the other thing that's really cool is I have notes here, and there's so many notes, but basically there's going to be much more opportunity for us to earn gems and RRC, earn them, much more bigger opportunities, but less, here's the greatest part, less of an opportunity for it to be exploited, which kind of throws everything all out of kilter and kind of screws up our system. So we get to play, we get to earn, we get to get RRC and gems for whatever we want, and they're really going to put the hammer down on exploits, which is awesome to keep it balanced and fair for everybody. I love it.
I love that. I love that.
I'm out of breath, guys.
I've got people that are they're just making me, they're acting like I'm an idiot because I'm all for this. And I'm like, they're like, oh, RR is dead, RR is junk.
Nope.
They're doing this to us, they're doing that. Dude, the game has been broken for a very long time.
We've just come to accept it.
Been there. That's how long it's been broken. They've been doing everything they can to fix it. It's unfixable.
We just got used to a broken system. We got used to it. We accepted it.
It's not been broken as long as Carbonated's been here. It's been broken way before that.
Oh yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
It's been broken since day one.
You're doing everything you can. I dig it.
Since day one, it's been broken, and we're finally getting these important changes that really should have happened from day one, but that's a different story. So we're getting those, and the big backlash is because people don't want change. But man, once we get change, I don't remember what the hell was 3.0, what the hell was 2.0, what was 4.0. I don't remember. I didn't like the updates. I didn't like the updates then. I didn't want them, but guess what? We got the updates, and you go, hey, this is freaking awesome. This is better than it was. I don't even remember what the old ones were because it's slowly gotten better. But this is like a lot of what has been wrong with the game all in one shot. And I know it's a tough pill for a lot of people to swallow, but give it a chance, give it a try, and I'm sure just like me and Jeff and everybody else here, it's just going to be, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel and go, damn, I wish they would have done this sooner.
If there's one thing I could request for the community is, can we please have the old music back? Where's that? Like, it's not even an option.
Oh God, not the elevator music.
I loved it. Oh no, man! I used to get goosebumps, man.
Right.
I still like the old music. Actually,
I do too, Daniel.
not too long ago, the music was changed again. And when I was sitting in this audio conference, we're talking with the guys, talking about what music we're going to put in. I looked at Colby and I said, can we just put the old music back in? And
Yes, please.
I got told no, because it doesn't necessarily fit the game or the way the environment of the game now. Personally, I love the way the old music sounds.
It's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah, me too, Joe. I used to log on here and look at different beats.
I typically never had music unless I was tuning. And back during the peak All-Stars time, we tuned a lot.
I love it. It would start out. I loved it.
I would hear that. Yeah, I love that.
I would hear it at work. I would be talking to customers, and I could hear Racing Rivals in my head. I had to go to therapy to forget that. Then Ryan started playing it on a string again.
That's when I have to go to therapy to keep it in my head.
There was a good question though asked in the channel here, Daniel. Where to go? Do we get a choice in the cars we are given from our legacy rewards?
The cars you're given for your legacy rewards? No, because the cars that come in the form of legacy rewards will be 7.0 cars, not 6.5 cars. That doesn't mean it's going to be a totally brand new car you've never seen before. It can be brand new. It can be something you may have seen before, but in a new way. But there's no way it is impossible for us to say, hey, you tell me what car you want, and you tell me what car you want, and you tell me what car you want.
I saw that these new cars have air conditioning.
Hey, can we take them out like Nos?
There's no air conditioning. Air conditioning robs the power.
That's what I was saying, Daddy. Can we remove it like Nos?
When I used to drag race years ago, I would push my car because I'd take the serpentine belt off so I could get that extra 3 horsepower. I'd push it to the line.
Wow.
Start it and run, set it off, put the belt back on. Did that for years.
All right, guys. You got any questions here? We're a bunch of OG racers here, and we have Daniel Powell, of course. So if you got any questions, put them in the live chat. I'm keeping my eyes on the live chat right now. Now's your chance to ask Daniel directly. So you got any questions, put them out there. We'll see if we can get them answered for you. Whew, yeah.
Hey, don't we have a new car coming out in the game next week, don't we? Chinese New Year?
There will be something.
Ooh. What is?
Yeah, something. I don't know if it's a car. Usually it's a car, but
there will be some good fortune.
Nice. I seen the splash screen.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
You guys had mentioned that as of March 1, tuning will be like $1 or something like that. I was trying to follow, but like I said, I can't hear when I'm there. So I don't understand. So like, say I have let's just throw a car, a GTS, and I want to tune, say 5 of them. It's only $1 to tune it to what I want, or $1 per part.
So a stage 1 intake, air intake costs 148 RC. That will be changed to 1. A Pro C costs 748 RC. That will be changed to 1.
Gotcha.
It's great because tires are $15,000 for our 2 cars.
Exactly.
You know what? Here's a valid question, Daniel. So, how much time? Let's just say we have 100 R2 cars to tune. How long will we have to do it when it is $1 per part?
That's the same amount of time.
How long?
I mean, like, how long after will it be locked? Like, how long do we have to get our cars tuned within?
Until 7.0 drops, and I don't have an exact date when 7.0 drops. So basically, it's a free for all.
Okay.
Start tuning as soon as you can. Tune now if you want to. There's a better deal on tuning in March, but.
Well, here's the thing: is most of our RRC is not going to be transferred over, so you might as well just start tuning now to save on time. If you have the RRC, go for it.
If your RRC is going away anyway, might as
So
well use it.
here's a very good question for Daniel. Crystal Howard asked this. She asked this earlier. I was paying attention. I remember because I just saw her name. She wants to know when 7.0 drops, will you shave your beard?
No. All right. So for those of you that don't know, I was in the military for 6 years. It was illegal for me to have facial hair. Since I got out, that's a true statement too. So since I got out, I've been growing this thing, and for a while I kept it nice and trim. But right, I don't work in a manager's position. Like I was a manager of a can manufacturing plant before I took this job, and I had to look professional. So now that I kind of get to be a little more freelance or free and whatever, I'm letting it grow, and I'll stop. I'm gonna let it go till either my wife or my boss tells me to stop.
Well, there you go. Sorry, Crystal, but nah, he's not shaving it.
So Chris Perry is asking a question. It was answered in the stream, so I would assume you didn't watch it. Does it even seem fair to guys who spent years and tons of cash to make what they built basically worthless ornaments, i.e. can't be tuned or modded after the update or be pinked?
Who wants to take this one?
Yeah, I'll take it. So there are basically a couple choices. All right. Racing Rivals is not doing, it is doing what most games do after a long time. It needs some rejuvenation. It has to happen. The only two things that are possible to happen right now is either A, we let it die and you don't get all your cars just into thin air. That's option one. And then we come out with a new game. Option two is you get to stick all your cars in a legacy garage. You don't lose them. You get to use them in legacy events, and because you have legacy cars, you get stuff that brand new players will never see the light of day of. And you get to keep all your stuff and play the new game. Yeah. When faced with those two choices, I'm going to give me exclusive stuff every time.
Yep.
I choose B.
Yeah. So here's a couple of questions.
You think Major's going to keep both records, legacy and 7.0 records?
Since I built him the spreadsheet and I know how bad it lags on my gaming PC, and I know he has problems with it on his laptop, there is no way I would be trying to track legacy and no.
Okay. So, Chucko.
They can't make the old cars work with the update, Chris. There's two different systems.
Yeah, so in the old cars, the ghost shipping will still be a thing with 6.5 cars. Because a lot of people have tunes that are ghost shipped on tunes, and a ghost ship tune uses a stock. I know I don't have I have a bunch of cars that they are set up for ghost tune. If you get rid of ghost shipping, they're slower than molasses. So we're gonna lock up 6.5 cars with the legacy tunes that we are currently used to, that we know, and then when 7.0 comes out, it's just going to be a whole other car.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm down with it.
Those are our two options.
I mean, I got thousands of tunes, but
it's a challenge.
Whatever. They're mostly on cars. If not, then I can tune them.
Okay,
I remember going to Daniel when the tunes changed, and I'm like, "What are we gonna do?" Real calm. He goes, "No, the game was fine." And I didn't get it. But he was right. I was wrong.
So Bird's wondering, I guess this might be like a two-part question, simple answer and then a more complicated answer, but he says, when 7.0 drops, will players start with a certain amount of gems and cash, not including the legacy rewards? So gems, you'll have the same amount of gems, they'll just be converted over to the new quantities. You'll still have the same. You're not going to get extra money, dollars worth, but you'll have the same amount of gems equal to what it's worth now in the new 7.0. Cash, you'll keep the paid RRC. You will lose the earned RRC. And I don't know about the legacy rewards. That's probably more something Daniel can answer, even though I believe we've kind of talked about this, but I don't know what you'll start off with, though. So
that is more of a PM question. That is definitely something I would ask Panda. I don't know off the top of my head what that is.
okay.
But I would assume, and I think it's pretty safe for us to all assume that there will be some kind of rebalancing and assumed, here you go.
Okay. Here's a small, interesting question. Legacy car, if you make them pinkable later on, will they have a buyback?
No. I'd love to. If you lose them, you lose them. That'd be awesome.
I'm going to guess it's probably no, but that doesn't mean that that's what it's going to be. That plan is still up in the air. Yes, the cars will be pinkable.
Mm-hmm.
The explicit details, all that, are still where we want to go with it.
Okay. Diego asked, will they remove timers for the upgrading cars on March 1st as well? Right. That would. It's not. It will be $1 per part. You know, if, like he said, if drivetrain is $734 and your displacement is $400, each one will be $1. But they will not mess with the timers because it could screw up a lot more than just the timers.
You know what's crazy? There was that one hacker at one point who had instant install at one point. He figured it out.
Yeah, actually, hey, I wonder that going with the earned and spent RRC question, Daniel. The gems remain. Now, does that fall under the same category for gems that are earned through the 3x offers versus gems that are bought? Or is just gems?
Gems are gems.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Will turf start right away once 7.0 starts, or will there be a waiting period, a week or two to prepare?
You won't have any cars.
Well, yeah, it's kind of up in discussion right now because we're looking at how many people are going to have how many cars and how many cars do you need to participate in turf. I mean, we're going to cover some of that stuff next week for darn sure, but how long should? Again, with the game being, I just wanted to go more play to win, not pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of a balancing act. How soon do we release a feature where we know people are going to be pinking cars and crushing cars, and how long do we wait before we make sure that people have had enough time to earn what they need?
Okay.
Would Drama King still be in first place?
Negative.
Take that one.
I think
Hold on. In which city?
No.
Tune in next week.
Like, got a good idea of what that means, though.
Absolutely. And again, what I think that means is going to give more people a chance to enjoy what Drama King has been enjoying.
100%, that's right.
We're competition.
Yeah.
Y'all already
I want some instant delivery. So, okay, my idea from what I just took from that was there will be multiple teams who can claim first place because there will be turf going on in different cities at once.
I don't know.
You have to watch next week.
That'll be awesome. Lex, I'm going to get instant delivery too, Lex.
Yeah. Let me give you instant delivery for that showroom that doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so
That's a good point.
I don't work for Carbonated. I'm not going to answer this question. I have worked for computer companies and other gaming companies in the past, so I do know the answer. So we'll let Daniel do it if he wants to. Chris is asking another question. Customers are the life of the game. Wouldn't it be ideal to work around what they want versus what developers think is best?
I think we have a good balance of that right now.
But there is a good balance of it, and that is a fair question.
Absolutely.
Right? The game has to put off enough money to employ the people that make it.
Right. If it doesn't, it dies.
Right?
It's like my roofing business. If I don't install roofs,
Huh?
We want to make it. Our goal with 7.0 enjoyable experience than getting one blueprint out of 6 at, and that kind of thing.
So
Still working on my 9 blueprints.
here's
Flex, me too, man. I got 5 of those bastards. I need 2 more, Daniel.
I got and I went out in 4 gold crates. I opened them slowly. Still nothing.
no.
I deleted a lot of my prints for the Fast and Furious cars. There was that black Dom's, whatever it was, that little car, and it was neat, and I wanted it. I had like 6 gems, or 6 of 7 prints.
Ice Charger, the Gloss Charger.
No, it's like a B class or C class car. It's an old thing, like 1951 something, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, the Fleet Line? The Rust Bucket? The Crown Vic?
No, I got one of those. It was black. It was black one.
Oh, the Crown Vic?
And I ended up with 6 of 7, and I held on to them, hoping they'd come back. And they did.
Wow.
Dom's Crew Civic?
No.
No,
This was like one of the first ones.
Comes with a bunch of trucks, man. I like trucks.
It's got to be the Crown Vic. Crown Vic was one of the first ones.
I think
There
it
was
was
no Crown Vic. There was no Crown Vic.
What was it? It was an older car.
Oh, the Victoria.
Dom's Victoria. That's exactly what it was. But, yeah. Man, I wanted one of those so bad. And I held on to those prints forever, and I just finally deleted them.
So Daniel, here's an interesting question. Now I know we have to assume that nothing in life is guaranteed. Okay, there's no absolute guarantees. But Michael Phillips he wants to know, and this has to do with exclusivity. How much of a guarantee is there that new players will never get it? You know, we were talking about these legacies, and because red lights and other things are guaranteed to never come out. I know you guys mentioned that it's a very strong exclusivity. Like these items will not be coming out, or I mean, how do you answer that?
So some of the cars you get, depending on what tier you get, you may get a car that has an exclusive wrap. Notice that the car isn't exclusive, the wrap is.
Okay, keep that in mind.
There are other instances where the car itself may be exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
There are rims or paint that may be exclusive, or maybe for the first time being handed out so that you can paint any car, whatever. Who knows?
Okay.
It could be like maybe we give somebody their own gold paint or their own silver paint, and you can apply it. I don't know. There's a bunch of different avenues we can take with that.
Okay.
Who knows?
All
But
right.
if we deem it to be an exclusive thing to the legacy players only, it will forever be exclusive.
Okay, I think that's pretty black and white, and I think that answers the question very well. Trying to see.
With our RC being reset, are part prices and other RRC prices in game going to adjust according to the lack of currency in the game?
Everything will be rebalanced.
Nice.
Okay.
Interesting question. So
I want to still have the ability to race all weekend without spending my rent money.
Quite possible.
Hold on. Coming from the guy that did a live stream video of paying $15,000 in credit card bills at the snap of a finger. Yeah.
I still want to keep the game cheap, man, because I got a bill for 1 year for when I spent on the game, and it wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
So, do I have to? You say play to win, so that means I'm not going to spend an arm and a leg to play all turf long.
Hey, you always have the opportunity to spend if you want.
He's going to
But
stick.
you will not be obligated. You are not obligated. It is not like that's the reason we're getting rid of booze.
I'm not obligated to spend it right now.
That dude's going to spin like crazy.
I want to spend about $30 a weekend at most.
James is going to spin like crazy.
At the end of the day, I don't want to go bankrupt playing the game. I want to still be able to pay those credit card bills that you saw me paying.
Let me rewind back to the stream here for a quick second. I remember Colby made a comment
and the possibility of getting a certain rim. My eyes lit up like you wouldn't believe.
You mean like it could literally be the last set?
James in the last set.
They should name it the last set.
And I was joking around.
Joe's tired.
After we heard the information that popped up online, I was joking around with Brian on Messenger chat earlier too. We were like, Daniel made that big post, the troll post with all the rims, the first place rims. And it would have been so much better had that troll post of rims only had one yellow jacket on it.
So, guys, I have to say something out loud because I just mentioned it in chat, and Lex agreed. We need a GMC Sierra Re.
Yeah, please, man.
Come on, man. That's our truck of choice, obviously.
Yeah, that's what we need. American made,
When Colton said something about
Black Widow, baby.
SUVs, I was like, ooh, that'd be neat.
Yeah,
Flashy wheels.
Stuff, right?
We already have the Cyclone. It wouldn't be that, then you have the Typhoon. Mercedes has an amazing, I think is it a V8 or a V12 or a V10 SUV? I forget what it's called. Porsche has theirs.
BMW just came out with ours, like 800 horse.
Audi has all theirs, and I'm just thinking all these icons.
An SUV now too.
Yeah, the Tiguan's not bad either. From Volkswagen. Ferrari has one that's pretty solid. Land Rover. I don't know. Land Rover has their just
this year would be the best.
What's up, Justin?
Are
So-
they addressing late night at all?
We're looking into it. I'll put it that way. I don't know if there will be a fix for that at this point because there's a bunch of ripping out that has to happen and a bunch of putting stuff back in to get that rid of that.
Right. Even when that box come up, if there's a cancel button right underneath, just like when there's in the lobby, would be great. So you hit the button, you're out of there. See you, buddy.
This goes back to I have made my own suggestions and stuff like that, and it all comes down to if we have enough time to do it. And that is, I hate that answer, but I'm sure if all of y'all kind of hate that answer too, because we want everything right here and right now. And the truth is, you can only get so much at one time, and that's a thing.
There's a lot on the plate.
So everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid, or we're not drinking the Kool-Aid?
What Kool-Aid?
I want some dinner. That's what I want.
Oh,
It's
dinner. All right. Chucko.
Dinner for me too.
Chucko, my
I
man.
wanted to get some tonight on Valentine's Day. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be a week now because I just spent the entire time on the computer.
This guy Chuco just gave Vincent $2, and we better make sure we get our share.
$2. Hey, so $2 divided by how many of us are here still? There's 6 of us.
Try that over PayPal.
Is that a profit sharing?
I'll send over.
Divided by 6.
Each one of us get 33 cents. That's 33 American cents.
I need it so I can buy new cars in 7.0.
All right. So
You're getting tired, John. Getting your eyes, man.
I'm getting there. I'm trying to stay up because this is great. This is great. But I know Daniel's hungry. Lex is going to get divorced here real soon. James isn't getting any. James isn't going to get any attention for like 3 weeks. So maybe we'll wrap this up, guys.
Drama House a little longer.
Yeah.
Get
So I
some
mean,
attention over there or something.
I'm waiting to see.
Crystal says.
For the 62 people that are in the chat still listening, everything that goes on in Drama House regarding me doesn't affect me at all. I do it for entertainment purposes. I laugh on the phone with Alex when we do this.
He lies.
All of persona.
He lies. James calls up. He's a sensitive person. He calls up and he's got tears in his. He's very sensitive.
Joe cry. He likes to hear me sob.
All right. So I guess we're going to wrap this up, guys. I know Daniel's had an extremely long day. It's midnight here. I got to wake up in about 4 hours for work.
I need more Band-Aids.
Band-Aids.
At
And
least they were there and they explained a lot of things. You know, back then glue was just like you never knew what was coming.
right. At least we get, you know, we're
They're transparent, telling you exactly what's going to happen and how and why and who.
yeah, except for what the next cars are going to be.
It's again, I'm thankful that you guys decided to let us at least keep our cars.
I have to say thank you as well too.
I'm hopeful. I'm still hopeful that maybe down the line a little bit later that we can, you know, pick other legacy cars.
Yeah, it will. Toby said it on the live stream. It will happen. It's just a matter of time.
There we go.
And you know, I'm really excited for this update. It's been a long time coming.
And they're doing all this work with like a third of the force.
Oh,
That glue had.
We have a much smaller team.
How many people do you have in your team? Is that something you can talk about? Because I know you guys say you have a very small crew, but I don't know if people realize how small the crew really is.
Enough, I think, for a softball team.
Let me put it this way. Sometimes, if you've ever seen the big corporate building, some teams are an entire floor. Our team is a much smaller building.
Wow.
The boardroom. The boardroom.
So, all right, guys. Yeah.
I gotta ask one more quick question before you jump on.
Crystal just gave $4. Joe, I want my
Shout out to Crystal.
Lex.
Send code.
Oh, hold on.
That's $6 right
There's $6. We each get $1. All right. I expect PayPal addresses here. I'll be divvying out $1 for each of us.
Quick question before we get off. The inventory window. Is it done because there was a conflict between 6.5 and 7? Because I'm still trying to wrap my head around, and now my inventory is different from a lot of people's, and I don't want to get into that. But for everybody else that's wondering, because there are a lot of complaints regarding the inventory being erased, did it affect the way 7.0 is going to launch? I don't understand why it was getting taken away.
Because it all has to be like there's a lot of money and a lot of like RC and gems and old world currency are trapped in inventory. A bunch of currency.
Well, one.
Mm-hmm.
Why not set it all to a sellback of 1 on the RRC side? Because really, you could sell your inventory and get cash in the game, but if you set all the sellbacks to 1, they're not really there for any purpose other than designing a car.
Well, and I asked about that, James. I said, would it be smart for me to sell all my stuff so that I could tune my cars with it? And the answer they gave me was, don't sell it because it's not worth it. It should be worth more.
I understand that. I'm referring to after 7 comes out. If the whole idea of it getting wiped out, if it wasn't to get wiped out, I could understand people selling it after 7.0 launched to actually obtain more currency. But if you set it all to 1 after that point,
they're going to get
really
$50.
I guess you could sell it on the market. Yeah. I just wanted an answer. I didn't know. I was trying to wrap my head around it, and I couldn't really make sense of it.
Lex.
It is a big balancing act. That's the only way I know how to do it. You ever seen the guy that's got like 3 sticks and plates on the sticks, and then he's balancing the bowling ball with the bowling pin on top of it?
Yeah. Isn't that what you've been doing since you started there?
Look at your Lord.
Come on, Lex, $2. You should put $20.
There goes your $2, Lex.
I want it back after the street.
He's gonna need it back.
Oh, jeez. I just took a screenshot of that, Lex. That's not going anywhere.
I did it with my business card. I can't wait till my secretary calls me about, did you spend $2? Where does this charge from?
Oh, yeah. right.
Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, thanks for joining me, Lex. Guys, let me just do a final wrap it up. Lex Drama here up in the top left. Well, actually, you guys can't see it. Lex Drama here. Daniel Powell with us, answering all sorts of questions involving 7.0. Thanks so much, Daniel. I know you had a freaking long day, and you just kind of decided to hang out with us, which is pretty freaking awesome. Thank you very much. James, Mr. Lassette Caricato with us.
Mr. in there that time.
Mr.
Sir Last. No, it's Sir Real.
Sir Real and Mr. James Caricato. And last but not least, Sticky Ricky. We also had Brian Gutierrez with us. He kind of disappeared, but he was here with us. So, guys, so much more going on. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned. Make sure to watch Carbonated's Twitch feed next Wednesday at 5 Pacific time. That's 8 Eastern time here. So,
Subscribe to Lex Drama's channel.
there you go, Lex Drama.
Lex Drama, YouTube, baby. I need $2 too.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate every one of you. We still have like over 50 people hanging out with us, chilling with us. So
Awesome.
thank you, guys. You could be doing anything, anywhere, but you're here with us right now.
Yeah, seriously. Hey, Joe, thanks for having me, man.
My pleasure, guys. My pleasure. Everybody, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.